Okay, so here's the question, and we are going to solve this using the addition method. So with the addition method, the whole idea is that you're going to multiply each line by a certain number so that the coefficient of a specific variable is the same but the opposite sign. For instance, I'm going to work on eliminating the x squareds. Okay, so I look at the coefficients and I say to myself, what can I multiply each of those by so that they'll be the exact same number? Okay, since they're both prime numbers, the easiest thing to do is to multiply each of them by each other, but one of them make it negative and one of them make it positive. Okay, so this is going to yield negative 6x squared plus 10y squared equals positive 66. Then we have a positive 6x squared plus 9y squared equals 105. Okay, notice here that the x squareds go to 0, so I'm left with 19y squared equals 171. I'm going to divide both sides by 19 to eliminate that, and then I'm left with y squared equals 9. Now, think about this. What's the opposite of taking the square of something or squaring something? The opposite is taking the square root. So to eliminate the square, you're going to take the square root of each side. This is going to give you plus or minus 3. Now I'm going to take one of my numbers and I'm going to plug it up into one of my equations, and I'm going to take negative 3 and I'm going to plug it in here for y. Okay, so I want you to notice that no matter what the number is that you plug in, it's always going to be positive because of that square. Okay, so we have 2x squared plus 27 equals 35. I'm going to subtract 27. I'm trying to isolate the x squared here. So we have 2x squared equals 8. Again, to eliminate the 2, we're going to divide both sides by 2. This is going to give me x squared is equal to 4. And in the same way that I took the square root of both sides there, I'm going to take the square root of both sides here. That gives me x is equal to a plus or minus 2. Okay, now how do we put this in points? Because that's the big question. Okay, so let's think of this. Think about it this way. If you plug in y equals to 3, if I were to take that negative 3, okay, we're going to have 4 points here. When I plugged in that negative 3 into that second equation, what did I get as an answer? I got 2 possibilities. 2 possibilities. Okay, so you're going to have 2 possibilities here. Each of these is going to be, the y variable is going to be that negative 3. When I plugged it in, I got 2 possibilities. I could have a positive 2 and I could have a negative 2. Okay, now listen. In a similar fashion, had I plugged in that 3 into the equation, I would have gotten the same answer. That means that I'm going to have, again, 2 possibilities there. So all these points here are my solution. Okay, I hope that cleared it up a little bit.